Good evening to all of you all. I hope all of you all are still energetic to listen to me. First of all, a big thanks to VAR for getting us this platform. It's absolutely, I would say wisdom thoughts have come into the many people who have spoken here. And I would like to be a little bit different from all the talks and discussions we had. I would like to address something which you all have told about the products, about the technology, about the threats, about the situation the world is facing. I would like to say something, as I said, it will be a disruptive talking. My conversation and my talk across to you will be that you all have said what you all can do and how you can protect people, institutes, industries, country. But there is one thing which nobody has discussed till now. As I said, is this: the most important thing is you all need cyber expertise. You all need cyber force. You all need cyber doctors. So this was a topic which unfortunately was not covered. So I have just moved my subject to this subject because that is the most important all of you are looking at. So that is the subject which I would like to discuss and see that the biggest requirement in India, in global, in the coming years will be the cyber army. So with that, I would like to say that I'll give you some few examples. Again, I said my conversation will be out of the box, will be something different from the products and this one. Imagine what happened to us 3 years back when COVID attacked. Because of our lack of intelligence, like Sir Dilawar Singh was saying that intelligence plays a very important subject on cyber security. Because of our lack of intelligence on the subject of COVID, we were running for the mask. And as we built up the intelligence, it became the vaccine and we were able to overcome that. There is no difference between COVID, what happened to the world, and the cyber war. I repeat, there is no difference. A day will come when we'll have to run for not only mask, in cyber it will be another thing which will happen to you. Remember that all of us we are talking was like a building and a hospital. We had tools, we had doctors, we are trying to prepare solutions. But we need engineering, we need students, we need faculties, we need an ecosystem for building future emerging leaders in cyber security. I'm sure all of you here will need a lot of engineers, a lot of cyber expertise. Every organization will need to build up your capacity to have these things. So this is very, very important. Unfortunately for us, this is the most unstructured education system in India for the cyber security. The reason is why. Because if you are a civil engineer, you have been taught by a civil engineer. If you are a mechanical engineer, you have been taught by a mechanical engineer. If you are a computer engineer, he has been taught by a computer. It is in 2-3 things is there. So much of information is already available when the professor or the institute is teaching. Unfortunately for us, most of us who are sitting here who are, trying to take the cyber into a different world have learnt by ourselves, and maybe there are many doctorates I have come across who have told me that when I asked him what are the laboratories you used, what are the practicals you used, why do you need? For me, 3 things are important. What? It is MKS. I repeat, remember this word. This is a word coined by me. The education system has gone a little bit off the light because of this MKS. Mouse, keyboard, screen. How can cyber army be prepared by using MKS? It is like preparing doctors without touching a patient, without even looking at a patient. How can you have a doctor that way? Friends, I really want you all to know that we have to look at the curriculum. We have to look at the structured way these laboratories have to be prepared, because as I have learned, as my experience is, I have studied many NITs, IITs, curriculums, they still lack a lot of things. The reason is cyber incident, cyber knowledge is so rapidly changing. Even the first year person, by the time he reaches to the 4th year, the things have changed. It is the most dynamic change in the world in education. And we have to look at it. And that is very, very important. I will just give you 2-3 examples of what happens in education system. I'm only focusing on the education system. Imagine, with this MKS, there is something, if you make a mistake, there is a reset. So our mind, when there is a reset, you are already protecting yourself. Please try that in the real server, real network. We double check when you put the wire, the cabling, the networking, this one. We double check the server is put, the firewall is put, because the ecosystem doesn't allow. There is a fear factor into that. When there is a fear factor in studying, you are double checking everything. Your learning factor improves. In this MKS system, even if you make a mistake, what happens? You have a reset. Friends, when you are in the automation factory, there is no reset. The complete damage happens. So our education system has to look into that. The meaning what I'm saying is, it is like, I'm standing on an Eiffel Tower, or I'm taking Burj Khalifa, and I got a safety belt. I can do a Titanic. Try that without a safety belt. Even breathing becomes difficult. The same thing is in our cyber security, unless we have people who are trained with physical hands-on practicals, you people as industry will not welcome them. Again, you have to spend a sufficient time in training them. So if you have a system in place where the training is on industrial platform, same Cisco firewall, same routers, you will be having ready engineers, ready cyber war criminals. So this is the message which I want to put across to all of you all. Now, amongst all of us here, when things go wrong, things go very, very wrong. Imagine in future, the GDP of today, the world power is on the GDP. Which country is more powerful? Maybe USA, maybe this one, depending upon their money power, technology power. Within a short time, let me tell you, all of us know the world will recognize who is superpower by their defense in cyber situation. The world will decide which is more powerful, who has got much more weapons in this cyber domain. So it is not very far away. So we have to change the ecosystems. And let me tell you, other thing which is very important is in the education system, it should be structured, The curriculum should be structured, The laboratory should be structured. I would request all our people who are in the education system, unless you have these 3 things, you must question them that the institute has to have these facilities. Otherwise, what happens is, they may be from IIT, they may be top of this one. Then the industry is suffering. When the industry is suffering, the student is suffering. So we have to have a mechanism in place where the syllabus have to be really looked. And I request amongst war and all you wisdom people, create a forum, put it across to them. We create a curriculum because we are the people who are going to use it. So my message to you is, let us create an ecosystem and put it across to this one, because there are so many expertise available here who has spent so much of time. So this is another message which I want to put across. Let us do something which will build a better tomorrow, because we need a better tomorrow, and cyber is the one which is going to hinder our growth. With this, thank you very much. I wish all the best, and thank you for giving me this opportunity, sir. Thank you, sir. I just want to say one more thing. I missed out one very important thing. Today when we go home, before you open the door, there are 2 other things sitting inside our own house. There is a fiber optic sitting inside. Now, very soon, there will be a 5G sitting inside your house. So imagine what not can happen in the future. So be prepared for the 5G, which is going to be another disruptive things in cyber world. Nobody has talked about that. And other thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is, in the transformation of digital technology, cloud has now beaten data analytics. And the 5th one, 5G has entered there. Recently, the 5G is the 5th one, which we all have to now redo our base. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. Thanks.